All right, we're going to go ahead and do the landing gear. This is actually your mount for the landing gear. It's just got 4 little screws in it that we're going to Loctite, and then we'll continue with actually mounting the gear on here. Just to make this easier, I'm going to go through and just hit Loctite in all these holes. We don't have to put it on each and every bolt that we do. All right, let's go ahead and get the landing gear married onto the frame, like so. Now you can actually kind of start to see the difference in these frames from other helis. I mean, they are extremely different. Very cool frames. So we got the motor mount installed. We don't have a motor yet, but we just put it in there roughly. It can still move around as needed. So I want to go ahead and get the main gear in and get the tail installed, because we're going to have to finagle the belt around this before we actually drop the main shaft through here. We'll need to loosen all of these tail bolts. There's 4 on each side. I'm just going to use a pair of pliers and just put them in here just to pull that apart from us loosening the bolts. All right, so you really have to make sure that you push the boom all the way through here. There is no stopping point. So mine stopped about here, and it wasn't enough to actually get the belt around the gear. So you're going to want to push it. You can see the boom right there. You're going to want to push it all the way through. Once it is, you can actually wrap the belt around the tail gear and just slide it right in. All right, here's our head assembly. It looks like we installed the anti-rotation bar backwards, so we need to change that. We got the anti-rotation bar flipped around, and now it's looking like it's correct. We can actually fit the bearings down in there, and it looks like when the swash tilts, nothing's going to interfere, so we did have it backward. We still actually have the bolt in there, so let's get that taken out. So the Jesus bolt on this thing is pretty normal. Up top you just have a bolt, and then you have your nylon nut, but down here on the bottom you actually have a little bit different system, and I'll show it to you here. So it's a bar that goes across, and then you have a bolt on either side with a washer. I actually like the design, other than the fact that you have to have 2 Allen keys to mess with it. There we go. Now we have to get this one onto the other side of it. There we go. So they have some holes right here, and I think I'm going to try and use it to boost this bearing block upwards while I tighten it down. Tighten it down, and let's do the same on the other side. So again, we'll just press upwards like that, and then tighten this down. We got the main shaft and the head all installed. We just pull on the boom until we get it to the desired position that we want. And we can check and see here, guys, the belt is on the inside of the pulleys, right here. And then in the back, we can check our pulley back here and see it working. So we can see that the head is spinning clockwise, right? And as that's spinning clockwise, and then while we're spinning it clockwise, we can actually see that the tail is spinning counter. It's not going that way, it's going that way. So we know that everything's correct on that, guys. We got our battery trays made. They actually have this little plastic piece on here that you use with 2 screws. I actually went ahead and put super glue as well. So the way that you put these in here, so you actually kind of face it downwards at first, and then as you get it back here, you'll start angling it upwards. So this little piece actually goes into this hole. And then that slips into there like that. And then our locking mechanism is locked. And that battery tray is in there. And then your battery sits down like this. So we went ahead and installed our little latch into there. It's kind of nice. You don't have to glue it. You don't have to do anything. They literally just push in, and that's it. And this looks like TPU, 3D printed TPU that they used. You just push it in and that's it. It's actually a really sweet design. And these are actually little push buttons back here, so as soon as you get it into place, you just push the button and then it's locked on there. Let's go ahead and throw on the main blades. Alright guys, there she is, completely finished. All the decals that we did on the tail. It's looking good. It's a wildly different looking helicopter than some of these others that we have. The way that those frame rails are, the way that the landing gear are. I really like it. It turned out well. And the next video will be on installing all the electronics.